So you want to be a dungeon master?
So, you wanna be a dungeon master.
So you want to be a DM?
Name some feats, okay? Feats.
So you want to be a DM?
That's great. We're here to help. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Justin. This week, we're going to be covering the 2024 Paladin. The Collins Dictionary defines Paladin as one of 12 legendary peers of Charlemagne's court. But a little bit further down on the page, it also defines Paladin as a determined advocate or defender of a noble cause, and that one feels right. You know the deal, gang. We're going to go over the entire Paladin class and the subclasses available in the 2024 Player's Handbook, and we're going to judge it. What's changed? What's stayed the same? And is it any good? There's a bunch to go over, so let's jump into it. But first,
I'm going
to be about first. Taylor, how do we feel about the Paladin's spell list?
Much like Charlemagne, it's no, I don't know. I didn't have anything there. I just wanted to say the name Charlemagne. I think it's still a pretty solid spell list. It's for a half caster, the spell list is great. I mean, you got stuff like Find Steed, you've got Geish, you've got Raise Dead, you've got Revivify, a lot of the healing stuff, but then also a lot of damage spells too. Not to mention all the smites and stuff like that. God,
Yeah.
Death Ward is such a good spell too.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard with the Paladin because it makes sense from a balancing standpoint, but nonetheless, you're not looking at a ton of spells.
Right.
The spell list is short. Right?
Yeah.
Even when you're looking at first level spells, which would normally be the biggest thing that you're looking at, it's not a huge list. It's pretty basic. It's a lot of stuff you expect, like Bless and Ceremony, Command, right? Cure Wounds stuff. Like there's some stuff you just expect. And then, like you mentioned, there's a ton of smites. I think the smites are really interesting and cool. It does feel like the creators were very much like, well, they get a bunch of smites, so we don't need to get them other spells that do damage. And I'm not saying that they literally don't have any other spells that do damage, but most of them are smites. And it's one of those things that's like, I don't know, the list, after making like 2 or 3 Paladins over my D&D career of 8 years, I'm bored of the list. I'm so bored of the list. If the subclass doesn't give me cool oath spells, because sometimes the oath spells are just Paladin spells that I don't have to prepare anymore, which is better than nothing. But it's like, man, give me a fucking fireball or some shit. Like, give me something cool, man. Give me something that Paladins don't normally get. When you're giving me Cure Wounds or something, which I don't think any of them do, but as an example, it's like, what are we doing? Make things interesting. Give me something cool. Give me something outside the box, Like the Vengeance one, I think, has one of the cooler lists.
Yeah.
We'll go over it when we do the subclasses. But yeah, that's my feeling of the Paladin spells. It's just like, feels a little boring. It feels very like expected in a way that is, like, it's boring. And, like when you look at the cleric list, it's expected, but still the list is deep. So it's still like, oh, okay, I still can do a ton. If you play a Paladin a couple times, like how fast are you going to be like, all right, I have to multi-class or I'm going to freak out.
Yeah. I mean, in the biggest problem for me with Paladin is the fact that it's a half caster and the spell list only goes up to level 5.
Yeah, slowly.
Very slow, very painstakingly slowly.
Very slow. You do get second level spells like pretty quick, like 5th levels, like okay, but still that, and then it's like the rest of the game.
Yeah. The strongest spell I can really have against an enemy or something like that is like Geish. And that's it. Or Summon Celestial, maybe.
Circle and what level is Geish?
5th level.
Yeah.
So yeah, Charm, like, I'm a fan.
It's great. It's just,
yeah,
you're Yeah, I don't know. The circumstance it would have to be under the right circumstance for
Hmm.
Gage to make sense. But yeah, it's like just I think that's where it could use a little work. Some new paladin
Hmm.
spells, something to spice things up could be a lot
Yeah.
a way to make things a little more interesting rather than changing how divine smite works.
Right.
You know, feel free to take that one
Blech.
to the bank, wizards.
Blech.
Wizards of the
Yeah.
roast.
Got
Stupid
him.
looking ass. Got him. Okay. Um, and before we get into the meat of the episode, as always, a quick little appetizer. Gang, have you heard about the Patreon? It's an incredible thing that we offer. So many fun homebrew magic items. I just made a magic item for Big Milk. Um, it's incredible. It's just a large glass bottle of milk. And when you drink it, your bones get strong. And that item will be available in the month of October for the Patreon members for free. You just have to be a member. And then there's other homebrew material and bonus action episodes and action surges and other things down the pipeline that will be available only for the tiered levels. But guys, check it out. Not to mention, it supports us a big time.
It
It
really
supports us
does.
a ton and it means a lot. It means the world. So thank you so much if you are a member of the Patreon gang. Really appreciate having you in there. It means the world. Let's
Yeah.
get into the meat of the episode.
Let's do it.
Paladins.
Paladins. So again with this episode, because we're doing the 2024 Paladin, we've already done a 2014 Paladin. This is mainly going to be emphasizing the differences between it. We're not going to get super into the nitty-gritty of how the class works. If you're really interested in playing Paladin, number one, play a 2014 one. But number two, come back and check out our episode on Paladin. Um, I don't even remember what episode number it was, but we did it. So go check it out.
You'll see it in there.
Um, yeah, it's in there. It's in the list. Paladin 101. But yeah, so as far as starting proficiencies and stuff go, nothing's really changed. D10 hit die, wisdom and charisma for saving throws. You get simple and martial weapons and all armor and shields for your proficiencies and stuff like that. Easy peasy. Nothing's really changed.
Beautiful cover girl.
um so moving on to level 1. One of the first changes that they made for Paladin is the lay on hands ability. Now, in 2014, the way that the lay on hands spell works is you have a pool of hit points that you can give to somebody, or single person, couple of people. You can spread it out. It's just some hit points that you can give to people. They also had an ability where if you spend 5 hit points on a creature, it would remove a poison, a disease, different things. There's a
Mm-hmm.
list of things that it would remove off of the target of your lay on hand spell. Um, and Justin, one of the things that they made a definitive change on, or at least a definitive clause for, in the lay on hand spell is that
Okay.
in the new one is that when you use the ability to remove a condition off of somebody, they don't get the hit points. The only that
Oh, I
is
see.
removed. Only the condition is removed. Which in the 2024 version, it only works on one condition. It works on poisoned. That's it.
Yeah.
So if you're poisoned, it removes that, and they also
Right.
don't get the 5 hit points. Now, I've played in my tables, and I'm curious how you play it.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's playing a 2014 Paladin and is using it to remove I think it works on charms and stuff too. Hold on, let me.
2014, I have it up right here.
Yeah.
It's you can target a disease or neutralize a poison.
Okay.
And you can cure
So
multiple diseases and multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands, expending hit points separately for each one.
now, with that wordage, verbiage, would you still let the player get those hit points?
No.
Or no?
No,
No,
I think
just
it's a one
the
or the other. Because
I
it
got you.
it says alternatively.
Okay.
you can spend expend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of one disease. To me, I think it's like one or the other. I've never allowed the healing in addition to
Okay.
curing poisons and stuff like
Maybe
that,
I just can't
but that's
read.
just me.
Yeah. No, I generally would, but now with the 2024 version of it,
They're very
that's
explicit.
very explicit that it does not work that way.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will say it gets a boost at a higher level,
mhm.
but right off the bat, yeah, it's just poisons, which is fair,
Yeah,
which is
and
fair.
it's not poisons though, because that's the other thing is it's not poisons that it's removing. It's only the poison condition,
Oh,
which
true, true, true.
which for some things, I don't know if it would. I guess the way that a lot of poisons are written is they have such and such gets the poison condition, which causes XYZ.
The wild
You know,
poisoned in this way, you have
yeah,
X,
yeah,
Y, and
yeah,
Z.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
might be
yeah.
one of those things. Same with like how turn undead frightened is different than like dragon frightened,
Right,
where it's
right,
like you have the second part is the important part where it says while frightened in this way.
right.
Ugh.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Maybe. But yeah. So yeah, definitely a change to lay on hands, separating all that it can do. I kind of think that's okay because for me, paladins are so interesting because of that lay on hands ability. Where if
Hmm.
you have a paladin in your group, there's a world where like, hey, you can throw diseases at them to give the paladin something to do, but don't expect the diseases or poisons in this case to be like that crazy unless they're
Right,
happening during combat where
right.
lay on hands is a whole action, which when I was a paladin, I only used it out of combat. Unless it
Yeah.
was like, hey, you're at 0, I need to bring you up.
Right,
here's
right, right,
here's
right.
20.
Yeah. Which
But
that's
yeah,
I kind of what lay on hands is best for, in my opinion, is
yeah.
those quick little pop-ups. Um,
We're out of combat kind of stuff. Yeah.
mhm, mhm,
But I see that this does seem like a good change. The next thing that
mhm.
they have added spell casting to level
Yeah,
1 for paladins,
right.
which I appreciate. I appreciate that big time.
Yeah, as a half caster, getting spell casting at level 2 feels mean.
Yeah.
It feels mean. 2014 did that in that it's you don't get any spells until level 2, but now 2024 level 1 spells at level 1. There are yeah, there are a lot of really good level 1 spells in that list. Let me get that list
Yeah.
open again.
I mean,
Yeah. Blast command.
Bless is such a good one.
It's so
Divine
good.
Smite counts as a first level spell.
Searing
Uh,
smite, shield of
Searing
faith.
Smite, Shield of Faith is a classic. Yeah. Heroism is pretty freaking good, actually. Command can
Yeah.
be like devastating in the right circumstances. Cure Wounds a classic. So
Yeah.
a lot of classic level 1 spells that you can pick
Hmm.
up right then and there.
Yeah.
Um,
And you also
changing prepared spells whenever you finish a long rest. That's pretty basic. Charisma
yep.
is your spellcasting ability. We know that much.
Hmm.
Um, Taylor, how do you handle spellcasting focuses in your game as a DM? Like, we've talked about this before, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm always
Yeah. Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
about it. I had a new player ask me about it like the other day because they went
Hmm.
up against spellcasters in a fight
Right. Right.
and they captured one of them at the end of the
Oh,
fight and
okay.
they um, took away, they were like, what's his spellcasting focus? Like what is he using to cast spells so we can take it from him so
Right.
that we could take the gag out of his mouth and talk to him. We don't want him to cast a verbal spell, but
Right. Right.
and it was like, oh, that's
I
interesting. I was like, I'm not too strict on that. Like, I don't
right.
think I'm necessarily gonna be like, hey, wizard, they took your book, you can cast nothing.
Yeah, so I think if the spell has either material or somatic components, it becomes more important. Whereas if they have it strictly is a verbal spell, like something like shield or something like that, where it is strictly a
Mhm.
verbal spell, that one you're not going to need a focus for. And generally I restrict it to material component requirements.
Yeah.
Um,
That's usually what if I were going to do it that way, I think that's what I would do
mhm.
as well, because this focus is supposed to um, replace a component bag that you're pulling the components out of, right?
Right.
And it's supposed to sort
Right.
of replace that. So that's how I would handle it. But as the DM, it's your decision on how to handle that. Think about it before the game starts, before, if you have spellcasters who use
Mhm.
focuses and you're going to use villains who use focuses and that kind of stuff, start thinking about that, because the players, it'll come up where the players are
It
like,
will. Yeah.
let's steal his spell book, let's steal his
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
symbol
Yeah.
so that he can't cast spells. And it's like,
Yeah.
when they come up with that, if you haven't talked about it, and then in
Right.
the middle of combat, the players are excited about this plan of taking the holy
Uh,
symbol from the evil cleric, and so that they can't cast
uh-huh.
spells. What a bummer for you to be like, actually, guys, that's not how
Right.
that would work. And it's like, oh, that sucks. You're right here and now. But if you
Right.
set that expectation beforehand proactively,
Mhm.
then it won't cause as much division. But
Yeah.
something to think about.
Something
And
to
then
think about.
looks like level 1 wraps up with some weapon masteries.
Yeah, which is really
Heck yeah.
cool.
They freaking
Um,
better.
for yeah, one of the few classes that actually gets masteries in D&D, and having it at level 1, you can do a couple level dip into Paladin just to get a couple of weapon masteries, which I
Just to
like.
get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're awesome. Weapon masteries are so good.
Mhm.
You simply must take advantage of them.
Simply must.
You simply must, especially with some abilities later on. I can't remember if it was a subclass or if it was there's some kind of like, it's straight up like a really good version of Sentinel feat, but I think it might be one of the subclasses. Anyway, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But man, coupling that with some other things, insane. So we get all of that at level 1. So other than the spells and weapon mastery, pretty similar. We expect a lot of this stuff. Level 2, you're going to get your fighting style. We're used to
Hmm.
that. You can choose any of the fighting style feats. It'll be in I think chapter 5 is what it is in 2024, and it's just like
Right.
where all the feats are, origin all the way up to boon feats, like epic
Hmm.
boons. So you'll find fighting styles in there. Um and they also have the blessed warrior,
Yes.
like fighting style feat, where you get 2 cleric cantrips. They count as paladin spells, and you can change one when you level up.
Right.
I think that's pretty fucking good. It's the
I
same
like
with
that.
druid. Is it druid or ranger gets a fighting style like that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like druid instead of cleric.
Hmm. Yeah.
Awesome,
And it's
because you don't get cantrips, and boy does that suck.
yeah, 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 yeah. I do like having cantrips. I mean, especially, who doesn't love a good guidance? Who doesn't love a good, sacred flame or something along those
Even,
lines?
yeah, I don't know what else is on there specifically, but even I can't off the top of my head remember what is
You don't
specifically
know
cleric and
all the
not, but like,
cleric cantrips off the top of your head? How dare you, Justin?
I don't. I wish I did. Oh, it's freaking me out because I'm thinking of big ones, but they're also not like damage dealing spells. Like
Hmm.
Sacred Flame would be like the easiest one, but like
Yeah.
I think trying to think of no, see, I knew it. I was gonna say Message and Mage Hand, and they don't get either of those.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Toll the Dead, pretty good.
Totally dead. Yeah.
Spare the Dying,
Totally dead.
some
Yep.
classics. So I like that one a lot. So that, but
Yeah.
that's pretty similar. We got that before. We got that last time. We're used to this. We've seen it before.
Hmm. Hmm.
Moving on. Um. Oh,
Uh,
here we
here we
go.
go.
Paladin Smite. Now,
Gang.
before we get into this, a trigger warning. This sucks.
It sucks.
I'm just kidding. No, I've seen people do the builds and do the math actually. There
Hmm.
is something to be said. Like there is a world where this doesn't suck as bad as we think it does, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I think and we've said this with all of the changes, if you're brand new and you're coming in 2024 is all you know, it's great.
Hmm.
It's fine. It's only when you know 2014 and you know the intricacies and you're at like the level that Taylor and I are at, where it's like, damn, that little tiny change kind of
Yeah.
sucks. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
old way of doing it. There's a little bit of that, but um, do you
So
want to talk
yeah.
about this?
Yeah. So at level 2, you get Paladin's Smite, which gives you access to the Divine Smite spell. That's right. It's a spell now. It's not an ability, it's not a feature, it's a spell that you gotta cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bonus action to cast. I'm fairly confident that the same kind of rules apply where if you cast the spell and don't hit, it doesn't get rid of that Divine Smite spell. You can carry it into the next level. Let me double check and make sure I'm not leading you all the wrong way. Um,
Back into the spell book. It's in
so
alphabetical
it's a
order.
okay, no, the casting time is a bonus action which you take immediately after hitting with an attack. So
Yeah.
it gets rid of your bonus action. Already not crazy about losing action economy for smites when I'm used to just getting it for free. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to and also being able to stack smites. So like you can put a burning smite and then hit divine smite because it's free and do all of that
Yeah.
like all
If you were
together.
a hasted paladin in 2014, you
Mhm.
could smite on 3 attacks in one
Right,
turn.
right,
And now, because it's a spell, because it's a bonus action, for all of these reasons, you can only ever do it on 1 attack.
right,
And that's smiting across the board, not just divinely, but also the thunderous, the
right,
wrathful, the whatever.
right,
So
right,
yeah,
right.
it just kind of is like it just
Um,
it's not the end of the world,
no,
you know?
yeah,
I will say if somehow you multi-class the hell out of this,
mhm.
it doesn't have the top end threshold of damage.
Right. That's the one. That's what I was going to talk about next was the fact that if you multi-class into this again, only 2 levels gets you Divine Smite. So if you are a like leveled full caster, like my personal home game character is a cleric paladin double class multi-class, but I'm more cleric. I've only got 2 levels in paladin, but because I'm a higher level cleric, higher level spellcaster, I'm up to 6th or 7th level slots now.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
Not to
in 20,
mention, you also have sorcerer, so your bonus action has more worth.
right,
I
right,
think I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
think if you really were full paladin,
Hmm.
there's still you're leaving some on the table by having to
Yeah.
use your bonus action every time to use smites and stuff.
Mhm.
But you
Yeah,
don't have as many bonus action options unless
no,
you multi-class.
right.
I still don't like it. I'm just saying
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you are
But yeah,
full paladin, at least you're not like
if
you
you're,
don't need your
yeah,
bonus action for a million things, but still, yeah, I
but
still hate
yeah,
it. I
and
still hate
then,
that it's a spell
uh, yeah,
because
2014
it can be
rules,
counterspelled.
Divine
Oh,
Smite. Yeah, yeah. 2014 rules, Divine Smite, has a cap at, I think it's grand total of 5d8 damage, however many it's first, second, third, fourth. So up to a 4th level spell slot, that you can use specifically on Divine Smite because it says specifically up to 5d8 damage. There's not that caveat in the Divine Smite. I mean, I'm saying Divine Spite, but Divine Smite spell. There's no caveat there. So theoretically, if you've got 9th level spell slots, you can go one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10d8 damage on top of
yeah.
your attack.
And that you're like guaranteed to hit with because you're only doing that
Right.
when you hit. So it's just, it adds up really well. It's a beautiful combo that you can work in with crits. If there's a way to help the paladin crit more easily, like giving them advantage, this is the type of a character that you want to do that to
Mhm.
because the potential for those divine things is insane. Um,
God forbid you
and
crit.
then
Yeah.
I, like I said, I do think some of the other smite spells also changed. I
Yeah.
think with that same like language that we are used to for divine smite, where it's like, hey, you don't have to do this
Yeah.
until you hit.
Right. 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 Yeah. I am
Like
looking at a
searing
few of them.
smite,
It's all very
bonus
much. It's
action, which
about
you take immediately after hitting.
so you get Divine Smite, and also you have access to all of these other Smite spells that work like Divine Smite.
So that's an improvement. I'll give
Mhm.
them that. Wizards. But that is our second level paladin.
Yeah.
And then we get into third level where you're going to get two cool things right out of the gate. The first is your subclass feature. Fun. You get to take an
Yay.
oath. Yay. Yay, oath taking. Sign here on the dotted line in blood.
Sounds
And then you
sounds like a
also
warlock.
get your channel divinity. Hey, remember, I'm the type of paladin who doesn't cast commune with nature. I cast commune with nature. Okay. So you just got to
Okay.
come down to the farm. We give everybody a job. It's very simple. Some people call us a cult. We're not a cult. Okay. We're not a cult. We're called the pasture.
Very
And
specifically not a cult.
we just need 15% of your income. Okay. And then it's not a big deal. And it's non-negotiable.
It's not
We
crazy.
all must wear
We're not
smocks.
gonna pay you for your work. You're
We're
gonna have
not
to
gonna.
have a second job. You're gonna have to have it second because this is gonna be your first job, but you're gonna
Mhm.
have to get a second job, and
Here
then
on
you
the
give us
here at the pasture.
here
Yeah,
at the pastor, yeah, and then
at the
you're gonna
commune.
get 30%.
So fun. So you get your
So
channel
fun.
divinity. So channel divinity. Channel divinity, it works very similarly to clerics. It's
Mhm,
another resource that you get. You get X number of them. You start out with two, which is an improvement. I believe in 2014, paladins only ever
mhm.
got one channel divinity that they were able
Right.
to use, but now you get two right out of the gate and a third one at level 11.
Nice.
When you take a short rest, you can recharge one use of your channel divinity. And when you take a long rest, you recharge all of those uses. Now, the channel divinity is interesting, similar to clerics. Clerics get like multiple ways to use it based on
Mhm.
their base class and subclass. And it is the same for paladins.
Right.
So, base class, you're going to get a couple of things, and then subclass is going to give you a couple of options to burn that resource. The first
Right.
one we get at level 3, they've wrapped it into channel divinity, whereas before, I think it was a level 2 or level 1 thing for 2014, but
Yeah.
divine sense. So
Mhm.
now you take a bonus action, burn a use of your channel divinity, and for 10 minutes you can sense celestials, fiends, or undead. Uh, Within 60 feet of you, you'll know their location, their creature type, and within that sort of aura, you can also detect the presence of a place or an object that has been affected by the Hallow spell. And I'll give 50 cents to the first person that tells me that that has happened in a game because it doesn't.
Yeah. This
Not
was
literally, of course it will,
no.
but like not
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
often.
So DMs use the Hallow spell more. That's our tip of the day.
Tip of the day, have
Tip
there
of the
be
day, use
cool
Hallow.
things.
Hmm.
Give your paladins things to sense.
Yeah.
It's not going to come up all the time, but at least it will come up sometimes. It
Hmm.
was one of those things. I think you got a certain number of uses to it equal to either your proficiency bonus or your charisma modifier in 2014. And so
Right.
you were able to divine sense a couple times a day. But again, if it's celestial fiends or undead, it's pretty situational, dependent on if you were going up against those monsters. But man,
Yeah.
when you were, and especially if you as the party didn't really know that that was what you were going to be fighting and that was how you found out, it's
Right.
really, really exciting. It's really cool if you have, one of the NPCs who's helping you guys is like secretly undead. Then it's like, oh
Mm,
shit, dude, he's giving me undead vibe. That happened in a critical role thing, which is why I bring it up. And it
okay.
was genuinely
Gotcha.
sick. The ironic thing is it wasn't even the paladin, it was the grave cleric, because
Right.
they have an ability similar.
Right.
Anyway. But it was awesome because it was like
Crazy.
no one had any fucking idea.
Uh-huh.
And the grave cleric just out of nowhere is like, let me just throw it on just to see. I have this
Hmm.
ability. It doesn't hurt if I burn it. It's not like it's whereas here
Right.
it's like it's your
Now
channel
it
divinity.
kind of
That's like a
does it.
pretty important resource. Whereas
Hmm.
before you could just be like, I'll burn it, see. Oh, nothing?
Hmm.
Okay, no worries. But
Yeah.
so give your players stuff to sense.
Yeah.
Uh and I already mentioned you get your subclass feature.
Yep.
Really, really nice. So then level 4, hey, ASI or a feat. Level
What?
5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Level 5, you get your extra attacks. Now you can
Hmm.
attack twice when you take the attack action, and you get Faithful Steed. I like this a lot
I do
because,
too.
of course I like it. You
Yeah.
always have the Find Steed spell prepared,
That's
and you can
awesome.
cast it once per long rest without spell slots.
Rad.
That's rad.
Mounted
That's rad.
combatants. Look.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, needless to say, the mounted combatant feat and all
Ugh,
associated fighting
it's
styles
so
work
good.
really well with this class.
The mounted combatant feat is so good.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah.
So that's incredible. So you're going to have that always prepared. I love that because Find Steed is a quintessential paladin spell. It is like Divine Smite in the sense that it is only for paladins. So I like that a lot that you finally can actually like have it wrapped in a little bit in a way
Hmm.
that doesn't feel punishing, but it does feel like because it's not like they're
Right.
replacing something at level 5 with this. It's like, hey, you still get your extra attack. And also,
Mhm.
here's this extra little thing that you didn't get in 2014. So, this is pure
Right.
improvement. This is
Yeah.
just good across the board. You also
Anytime you
get
get a
access to
spell
level
without
2
having to
spells.
prepare it is great. Yeah.
Oh, so good. So good. Especially a spell like this, where it's like, it can last for 8 hours or something like that. Like it can last so long. You can just wake
Hmm.
up every day and be like, boom, steed. Like that's so nice to not have to burn a second level spell on as a
Right.
paladin. Oh, so nice. Um, and at level 5, you also get access to level 2 spells. So you
Rad.
can start casting
Also
those
rad.
those level 2 guys like aid and
Hmm.
the like. Um, And then level 6, we finally get another ability that is quintessential to the paladin. It is what makes the paladin so helpful as a party member, and that is the aura of
Hmm.
protection. So you're going to
Yeah.
start with a 10-foot aura. You and your allies, while inside of that aura, have bonuses to saving throws equal to the paladin's charisma modifier. So if for some reason your charisma modifier is like a +5, which is really, really high, that's like a 20 or a 21, that means all the saving throws that you make and your friends while in the aura plus
Hmm.
5 on top of whatever their normal bonuses are. It
Yeah.
is fucking nuts. I
Absolutely.
know I know what you're thinking, power gamers. I'm gonna stop you before you even think about it. You cannot stack your auras with other paladins.
Correct. Very correct. Um, yeah. This really hasn't changed from 2014 at all.
Nope.
Um, if you get knocked out, it goes down.
Yeah,
Um,
incapacitated. Yeah, it's not active, but yeah, all pretty much the same. Level 7, you get a subclass feature. Level 8, ASI or feet. Level 9, abjure foes. So pretty much you get another use of your channel divinity, another way to
mhm,
use it, I should say.
mhm.
Because level 11, you'll get another actual use where you have 3 of them.
Right.
But level 9, abjure foes, it's another way to use it. So you can take a magic action, expend a channel divinity, target a number of creatures equal to your charisma modifier. Here's another thing that's tied in. So if you dump charisma for some weird reason,
Right.
it's not just fucking up your spell list, which let's be honest, there isn't a ton of spells in here that have like really hardcore saving throws. There's some, like if you take Bane or something like
Yeah.
that, there's like a subclass one that has Bane on the list. But like a lot of them don't have saving throws, so you don't
Mhm.
need the spell save DC to be super high. But then things like this come up where it's like, hey, do you only want to target one creature? That's lame as hell. You could target up to 5. So
Right.
think about that. You're choosing these creatures within 60 feet of you that you can see. They have to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute or until they take damage. While they are frightened like this, the target can only do one of these things on their turn: move, take an action, or a bonus action.
Dang.
So it's a
Dang
unique
you.
style of almost like turn undead, except it's just numbers of creatures. It's not,
Mhm.
it's foes, right?
Right.
They use the
Yeah,
language really
yeah.
specifically. Um,
They
pretty good.
yeah. This
Pretty
is
good.
pretty similar to the Oath of Vengeance Paladins Channel Divinity in 2014, Abjure Enemies. Same kind of deal. Channel Divinity and Frightened
That's where I
State.
read it. I
Yeah.
knew it was.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
sounded so familiar.
Hmm.
I know that there's some spells that do stuff like this too.
Hmm.
I want to say like Tasha's Mind Whip. I've gotten hit with that fucking spell a couple of times. I'm pretty sure it does something like that. At length level, you also get third level spells. Hey, gang, we're slowly making it
Whoa,
there.
we're making it there. Whereas the
We're
wizard's
making it
at fifth
there.
level at this point.
Yeah, it's brutal. But hey, does the wizard at level 10 get Aura of Courage? I don't think so. Because now you and your allies have immunity to being frightened while in your aura. And if a frightened
Hell yeah.
creature enters the aura, the frightened ends while in there. But then if they step back out again, it still reactivates. So it's very
Yeah.
funny thinking about somebody walking in and out of the aura and being like, oh, oh. It's just like the paladin kind of
I
fucking with them, being
Yeah,
like,
so one of the just a funny little scenario that I kind of thought of is like because the frightened condition, one of the biggest things is you can't move closer to the object of your fear. So you have the person on like on the backside of the paladin's aura, they're charging towards the bad guy and they go poof, get to the other side of the aura. Ah! Then the paladin walks forward and on their next turn they go ah! Ah!
it's so fun.
Just
So
a
we
way to
got the
kind of
aura.
hop your allies towards the bad guy.
Hell yeah.
Just play
So we
leapfrog.
have the aura of courage at level
Hmm.
10, pretty incredible. I mean, to be honest, it's good,
Yeah,
but frightened, I feel like is not
there's it.
that insane. It's
Yeah,
disadvantage on attacks, really.
yeah.
Unless it's like a cool kind of frightened, like the paladin thing from earlier. But I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
kind of like, wow, level 10, I got Aura of Courage. Amazing. I don't know. But level 11, Radiant Strikes. Now,
Nice.
when you hit with a weapon or a melee attack, you can do an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
So that's just a little
Love
bit of
that
extra
extra
damage. Why
damage.
not?
Yeah, love that extra damage.
Why
Uh,
not? You know? Um, now here's the nice, it does just say when you hit a target with an attack roll using a melee weapon or an unarmed strike, it takes an extra 1d8 radiant. That
mhm.
means all of your attacks forever.
Yeah.
So it's just a nice, hey, your damage is, you're just doing extra damage. That's just
Hmm.
objectively good. Uh, why not? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the way that it used to work is that the specifically your divine smite, or no, it says improved
No,
divine
it
smite.
is. You're so suffused with righteous smite that your melee weapon attack, your melee weapon strikes carry over. So it's only melee weapon. And you get the extra D8. It's just whenever you hit with a melee weapon.
Oh, this is kind of the same. They
The
just
same
opened it
thing.
up to unarmed
It,
strike. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right.
They call it improved divine smite, so it's very confusing because you think that it would be
It
really
would
specific about the divine smite, but it actually has
has
nothing to do with
nothing to do
divine
with it.
smite. So confusing. Um, okay, moving on.
Take
So
back what I said earlier. 2014 Paladin unplayable.
unplayable. Don't even bother. So that was level 11 when you get those radiant
Hmm.
strikes. Level
Yeah.
12, ASI or feet. Level 13, fourth level spells.
Ding.
Congratulations. Yeah.
You're
Uh,
getting there.
you're getting there. We're slowly inching along. Level 14, Restoring Touch. Now is when our lay on hands finally increases in terms of what it can heal in addition to
Hmm.
just hit points. So now you can also remove one of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, or stunned.
Hmm.
It does cost 5 hit points of your pool of healing per condition that you heal, and they also do not restore hit points.
Right.
So if somebody
This is
is blind, charmed, and deafened, then it would be 15 worth of
just
your
kill him.
thing. Just
This is a little different from the 2014 in that in 2014 you got the cleansing touch, which allows you to end one spell on yourself or one willing creature that you can use up to. So, and there was no lay on hands pool tie-in.
mhm.
It's just a number of times equal to your charisma modifier per long rest. So
Just
this I think is a little bit better, a lot a bit better in
you
that
think
you
so?
can. Yeah, I do. I think it's, it kind of sucks that it's tied into your lay on hands pool. Not crazy about that. But also you're talking level 14. So your lay on hands pool is now
14 times 5, it's
70.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, so that I think it just gives you, I think, more uses of it, and also, um, like the way that 2014 is written, it wouldn't work on like a creature effect of like a Gorgon or something like that that does
Mm,
some kind of paralysis or something like
like
that.
really specific stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
That is
It
like
does make it a
a
little
creature
broader.
ability as opposed to a spell, because
You're
you know
right.
how many times I use creature abilities to get around goddamn counterspell. Um
Big time.
yeah,
Big time. And not to mention, a lot of spells will just, the result of that spell is one of these conditions.
right.
So you're kind of hitting it anyway. I agree. That does make sense. In that regard, I agree. I'm not super worried about I think my original thought was like, bro, being able to, because it doesn't say a level of spell. It just says, boom, you're just spelling a spell. So you could have a
Right.
ninth level spell cast on you and just be like, hey, 5 fucking hit points, or however much it says. But
Right.
like, it's not hit points.
It's
Sorry,
just
in
a use.
2014,
Yeah.
it's a use, but still being able to dispel a huge spell is so
Hmm.
insanely powerful that I do think it's very strong and good at in 2014, but
Hmm.
I don't know if it's even less like better or worse. I think it's kind of
Well,
like it's just a little different.
most of those higher level spells and stuff like that that you're talking about are at the end of the day a charm or a frighten or a paralyze or a stun or something along those
I'm
lines.
sure I can find one that gets around it.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
be the
I'm
one
sure.
condition that's not on that list where it's
Uh-huh.
like, aha, but that list doesn't say
Petrification's not on there.
unconscious.
There you go.
Neither is petrification, asleep if you don't
Hmm.
have a sleep thing. So
Right.
yeah, there's some specific ones, but nonetheless, um, not a bad change, just a different change. But
Hmm.
I think it's good. It's fine. Level 15. Hey, subclass feature. How you doing? Level
What?
16, ASI or feat. And then level 17, level 5 spells. We made it, gang.
We made it, gang.
We freaking
We
made it.
made it. The
We can
wizard
finally
is
cast
over
Circle of
there
Power.
absolutely destroying everything with every spell. But you know what? We made it to level 5, baby.
We finally made it to level 5.
Started
And
from the bottom, now we're here.
now we're here. Banishing Smite, Circle of Power, Destructive Wave, Dispel Evil and Good, Gaish, Greater Restoration, Raise Dead, and Summon Celestial. Those are your choices.
Yep.
So again, my issue with Paladin is that it's just like,
Very
bro,
lackluster
we
spell
just
list.
made it, and I just made it to the mountaintop, and you're telling me that the sensei on top of this thing is a fucking cartoon named Mickey Mouse or some shit. Dude, oh, hi, bud. How are your feet? Oh, look like they're bleeding. You, Mickey. Anyway, um, so
That
level
sounded like
5 spells,
something
pretty
else.
cool.
But yeah, level
Circle of
18.
Power is a great spell though. But yeah,
It
level
is.
18 Aura Gojo Aura expansion. 30-foot aura, you scamp. We've improved. Our aura went from 10 to 30 feet. So that
That's
does,
big.
if you recall, we get a couple of auras along the way. Aura of
Mm,
courage, aura of protection. Both of those are now tripled in their radius. So that's
right.
huge. Many of the subclasses, almost all of them, but not literally, get an extra aura that also
Hmm.
will be increased. So it's incredible. Because most of the
Yeah.
time the subclass aura is like also while in your aura of protection. So they're like linked.
Hmm.
So it's like if your aura of protection increases, so does your subclass thing.
Right.
So
Right.
then level 19, hey, epic boon. Sunday, 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 epic boon in
It's
theaters.
epic.
In theaters for a limited summer. Um consult your doctor before consuming epic boon.
We've talked about it a million times, though. Epic boons, every class gets it at level 19. The recommended one for Paladin in the book is the boon of True Sight. This would let you increase one ability score up to 30 and then give you True Sight out to 60 feet, which is actually pretty dope.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, like, it makes sense that the paladin gets this because they get like zone of truth and they get like stuff like that, and
Yeah. I'd
most
probably
of
wind up
the
picking a different one.
cliches about paladins are like lawful good.
Right.
That's not how I play paladins, and I wouldn't take this boon.
I don't think I would either. But
Nope, I think
that's
there's
what's in the book, so we got
way
to bring it
better
up.
ones. Yes, exactly. It is the recommended one by Wizards. So there you go. Level 20 subclass feature. That's right, gang. The Paladin, as always, still gets their capstone feature from the subclass. So that's exciting. Speaking of subclasses, Taylor,
Yeah.
let's get into them.
Sure.
Uh,
Let's talk about it.
I'll kick us off with Oath of Devotion. Actually, no, I'm right because you play Oath of Vengeance. So I'm gonna go Oath of
Yes.
Devotion and Ancients. Okay, cool. Oath of Devotion. So this is your most stereotypical paladin, right? You're
Mhm.
you're literally devoted to being devoted. It's insane. It's kind of silly, but we love it, right? These are the ones that are all about justice and order and law and just kind of like doing the right thing. And these are your goody two shoes. Um,
The general sticks in the mud.
yeah, these are your dweebs. No, just kidding. Um,
Nerd.
nerd, you dork. No, so um, first off, level 3, you're going to get some Oath of Devotion spells. So these are always going to be prepared for you. They count as Paladin spells if they're not already, although a lot of them are. Level 3 Paladin, you get protection from evil and good and Shield of Faith. Level 5 Paladin, you get Aid and Zone of Truth.
Mhm.
I would love to have players use Zone of Truth more often.
Yeah.
I think
The
it's
problem
so
with using
interesting for
Zone of
those
Truth, though,
specific
is
spells.
like, yeah, the problem with Zone of Truth, though, in my mind, is the fact that unless it's coupled with a subtle spell or something like that, with like meta magic, it's very obvious that you're going to be casting Zone of Truth. They're going to
Oh,
like
no doubt.
Zone of Truth is one of those spells that really works best when it's non when it's not up in front of everybody's face. You can
Yeah,
kind of lure somebody into a zone of truth and be like, "Oh, now you got to talk," and they're like, "Oh,
no doubt.
what did I
I
just
think
say?"
that there are times where it could make sense
Hmm.
because, like, if I'm questioning this bad guy and I'm in
Right,
front of the king
right,
and I say, I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on this bad guy, I'm going to ask him the question.
true,
That
yeah,
way, you get to see him not answer the question.
right,
Because I think that to me, that's the downfall of Zone of Truth, but it also balancing wise makes a ton of sense. That Zone of
hmm,
Truth, it's not like you're compelled to answer. You can
right,
just choose not to answer. You don't
right.
have to lie or tell the truth.
Even in D&D, you have the right to the Fifth Amendment. You have the right to not incriminate yourself.
Other than
Um,
that, in the fourth, the
yeah.
whole search and seizure,
Mm.
none of the amendments exist inside of these worlds. But anyway, unless you're an owl bear, then you get that Second Amendment, baby.
The bear arms, baby.
Anyway, so that is fifth level, Aiden Zone of Truth. Then at ninth level, we get Beacon of Hope, Dispel Magic, great spells. 13th Paladin level, we get Freedom of Movement, Guardian of Faith. And at 17th, we get Commune and Flame Strike. So, two incredible spells there to round us out. Those are all pretty good spells. A lot of them are Paladin spells, which kind of bums me out from a diversification standpoint.
Right.
It's always good to have an always prepared spell because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, now I don't have to prepare it. I can prepare something else. But with such a limited spell list, it's like, cool. I don't have to prepare aid. I get to prepare another second spell. Find Steed. Nope, I don't need to do Find Steed. I guess
Yeah,
lesser
no.
restoration. It's like
I
that kind
mean,
of sucks. But
there's some,
that's just me.
yeah, lesser restoration. There's some good smites in second level spells too. Actually,
Yeah,
there's singular smite, shining
yeah.
smite. I don't think it's actually
I'm
that
kind
great.
of like,
No,
I
it's
think I
kind
would
of
just
like
do
fairy
Divine
fire.
Smite
It's
most
like a
often.
fairy
I
fire
don't know.
smite.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
so then you're also at level 3 going to get Sacred Weapon. Sacred Weapon is your other use of channeled divinity for this particular type of paladin. When you take the attack action, you can choose to expend a channeled divinity to boost your melee weapon. For 10 minutes or until you use this feature again, you can add your charisma modifier to attack rolls with that weapon. You can cause
Hell
it to do
yeah.
normal or radiant damage. The weapon emits some light. I didn't get into the specifics because who cares? And straight up,
Yeah. Fair.
straight up.
No fair.
And it can be ended early with no action or if you stop carrying the weapon.
Mhm.
So DMs, just
Take that
strip the
weapon.
weapon
Just take
out
it.
of their fucking hands. Just cast command and be like, drop your weapon, please.
Uh,
um, but yeah, solid, dude. Adding your charisma modifier to attack rolls, another example of the charisma modifier being that important
mhm.
is if it's only a +1, then you're just adding a +1. That's stupid. I mean, it's better than nothing, but you know what I mean?
Right.
But imagine if it was a +4. Then
Yeah.
you're adding your strength. Presumably you're using strength. I know you could do dexterity, but let's pretend like you're a normal paladin. I'm using bunny ears for people only listening to the pod. By the way, we're on YouTube. Check us out. Um, but like, yeah, it's just you're talking about adding your strength, your proficiency bonus, and your charisma modifier to attack rolls. You're
Yeah.
not missing. And then your divine smites, your other smites, they're all guaranteed hits practically. It's fucking bonkers at that
Mhm.
point. So this is a really solid one. I like that a lot. It's called Sacred Weapon.
I'd love to be able to add that cha mod to damage too, but it is what it is.
It is what
Eh,
it is.
It is what it
Um,
is.
Level 9, Aura of Devotion. You and your allies have immunity to charm while in the aura. And if a charmed ally enters, the charm has no effect while in the aura, same as the frightened thing from earlier. So that
Mhm.
is nice. Level 15, whenever you cast Divine Smite, you and your allies have half cover while inside of your aura.
That's right.
Remember, half cover is +2 to your AC. This lasts until the end. Misread that word. Read the opposite word. That's crazy.
Mhm.
It is written correctly. Fuck me, Justin.
It's look, it's one of
Correctly?
those days.
It's
It's
one of
one of
those
those
days.
days.
Okay. Forget what I said. Scratch
Mhm.
it. I'm gonna keep it in.
Uh,
This this bonus to your AC lasts until the start of your next turn. So the paladin's next turn. So hey, it's round one. Paladin goes divine smite, boom, +2 to all the AC inside the aura, and then your turn again, and you can smite again if you choose to, and you can keep that
mhm.
going for the rest
Yeah.
of the combat, assuming you continue to smite. So it's just a nice thing. It's just a bonus to your smite. You're already going to
Mhm.
be smiting. Might as well do this also. So
Yep.
I dig that. That sounds fun. Level 20, Holy Nimbus. Holy Nimbus, Batman. Holy Nimbus, Batman. The Joker's at it again.
It's
Oh my God.
got
Robin,
the
we need to get out there as fast as possible. I think those are my favorite Batmans. Like if we ever
yeah,
did
oh yeah,
a
the old Adam West
Smosh
ones.
already, yeah, dude, Smosh already did something like this where they had multiple Batmans from different generations playing a
Oh.
game. But dude,
Yeah,
if we did that, Shane was Adam West Batman. It was fucking
that's
hilarious.
so funny.
But we should do that, and I dibs on doing
You can
that
have Adam
particular one.
West. You can have Adam West.
You'll go Val
Who's
Kilmer.
I'm between I do have a very soft spot in my heart for Val Kilmer just because I think Batman Forever is one of those just fantastic movies that's so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um that
It's so
one,
good.
Batman Forever, and what's the other one? Batman and Robin, the one with
Oh God, with
Poison
George
Ivy and
Clooney.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
Oh, is that George Clooney? That's not
I think Clooney is that one.
okay.
Is
No, I think
Batman
you're
and
right. I
Robin?
think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the next one that came out
because that's the one
timeline
where he has
wise.
the
Like
nipples on
in
his
yeah,
suit.
the rubber
God,
latex nipples or whatever the
insane,
yeah.
so fun. But okay, so Holy
So
Nimbus,
fun.
you take a bonus action. It lasts for 10 minutes long. What's going to
Mhm.
happen with this particular one is almost all of the benefits that will take place for that 10 minutes are going to be affected by your aura, or
Okay.
rather, yeah, you take a bonus action and your aura for 10 minutes gets better,
That's extra
essentially.
shit.
So the first thing you get is Holy Ward. It's an advantage on any saving throw that a fiend or an undead makes you do. pretty freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Uh, Radiant damage whenever an enemy starts its turn in the aura, it takes radiant damage equal to your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. And sunlight. The aura is filled with bright light that is considered sunlight. And the only reason I put the light here is because
Uh-huh.
they specify that it's
That
sunlight,
is
which is
sunlight. Yeah.
important for very specific monsters,
Mhm.
assuming your DM is using those rules. And if the DM
Yeah.
is not, you should say something. I let my players know if you guys fight a vampire, I don't
Mhm.
know if I'm going to just be like, oh, cool, you pulled out the drift globe. It's dead. But that's just because you guys are level
Yeah.
14, 15. It's like, do we want to have a fight or do we want to just
Right.
narrate you guys
Do we
killing
just
this
want
vampire?
to over?
Yeah, exactly. Are we um treating this like the end
We
of
picked up
Wizard
that
of
drift
Oz?
globe back in like level 3 or something like
I
that. I
didn't
still
realize how
got it though.
powerful having light
Yeah,
was.
it's been chilling in my back pocket for 3 years now.
You guys have used it a couple times
Hmm.
though.
Absolutely.
It's nice
Absolutely, we
because it's
have.
one of those items that, yeah, I gave you guys so early on, but you guys do use it.
Hmm.
Because it's like
I have
every once
we
in a while you fight a monster that's like darkness, and you're like, oh fuck, where's that thing? Who's got the thing? Oh, I have it. I found it. I found it.
I got it. I got it. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
it's crazy. But anyway, that's our Oath of Devotion Paladin. Pretty standard stuff there. I don't think a ton
Yeah.
changed. I think like little tiny things here and there, like nothing too
Yeah.
crazy. Um, I mean, the biggest thing is it's interesting to
Those
see which
aura.
ones they chose to put in the 2024 book.
Hmm.
Um, like I just think that's
Yeah,
interesting
I was
in
looking
general.
online because I don't have the physical book. I've been a filthy, filthy pirate and reading it on the internet. And some of
Yarhar.
the resource that
Yo
I've
ho.
been using has a lot of these like subclasses, and it's like, oh, actually though, the Oath of Glory, according to information Wizard of the Coast released so far, but it's not yet in the official 2024 version.
Mm.
Like the only one that it says is actually official is Oath of Devotion.
Yeah, they always do that. I think I remember
It's
them doing that last
annoying.
time. Is that they just put the first one. But
Super
yeah, I think the
annoying.
biggest change is that at level 15, like we get
Mm,
this smite of protection. You get the +2 bonus to all your friends for a turn when
that's
you divine
really
smite.
cool. Yeah.
It is cool. But what you used to get is that you were always under the effects of protection from evil and good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, way better. Because now
Objectively
you just
better.
have every I mean it's less helpful to your team because it's just you.
Right. Yeah.
Except the paladin lasting long is beneficial to the whole team, so you could
Hmm.
make the argument. But anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is a newer one in general.
Hmm.
I actually really like this one because
Yeah.
I just picture playing the himbo. I'm picturing Hercules in the
Hmm.
Disney movie specifically. This is not Dwayne the Rock Johnson Hercules.
No, no, no,
Absolutely not.
no, no, no.
This
Disney,
is
Disney
cheesy,
Hercules.
yeah, big dumb idiot. Kind
Uh,
of. I'm big
yeah.
and strong, and I
Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
I like this pretty girl.
Right. Right, right, right. So obviously we're talking about Oath of Glory, obviously. So yeah. Let's go over the spell list for the Glory Paladin, which is nice. Level 3, you get Guiding Bolt and Heroism, both good spells. Level 5, you get Enhance Ability, which I do believe is not on the Paladin list. Let me double check. Sure isn't. Um, so Enhance Ability, I love all the time. That's just a fun one for all the versatility of it. Magic Weapon,
Meh.
medium. Level
Yeah,
9, you get my one of my absolute favorite spells of all time, Haste. Um, you also get protection from energy, which is very nice. Um, Level 13, you get Compulsion. I'm not super familiar with that spell. It
it's
sounds
okay.
like it sounds like a maybe an enhanced command, but I don't know. Freedom of movement, that's a good spell. Level 17, you get Legend Lore. Underutilized spell, I believe. I always love getting the lore dumps on stuff, which is nice. And Yolanda's Regal Presence. Um,
It's a dope spell.
yeah, all of that's this is a pretty stacked spell list, honestly. There's
It's
like one or
pretty
two where
good.
they're like meh, but for the most part, they're like, yeah.
Most of them are pretty good. Guiding Bolt, Heroism, Enhance Ability, Haste, Protection from Energy, circumstantial, but it's
Hmm.
very good because it opens it up to, hey, I want to be protected from fire because we're fighting a
Right,
fire thing. So that's nice.
right.
Compulsion, I just looked it up. It's a
Mm.
charm effect. Um, I think you're only hitting like one creature though, but then it's like you can force where they move.
Okay.
So it's like if they succumb to it. And actually,
Go walk into that
I
meat
misread. It is
grinder.
more creatures than that.
Okay. Cool.
Each creature of your choice that you can see
Oh
within
shit.
range, and it's a
Right.
30-foot range.
Dang.
They have to make a Wisdom save, or they get charmed. For the duration, you can take a bonus action to designate a direction that is horizontal to you. You can't be like fly, you idiot.
Right, right, right.
Fly, you fools. Each charmed target must use as much movement as possible to move in that direction on its next turn, taking the safest route. After moving in this way, the target repeats the save, ending the spell on a success. So you can just keep being like,
So
hey, keep
this
moving this way, keep moving this way, keep
using the
moving this way.
safest route. So I mean, I'm assuming you can't use this to make somebody fling their shit off a cliff or something like that.
I don't
Um,
think so, because it does need
I
to
mean,
be horizontal. And I think, like,
technically 10 feet off the edge of
I
a
know.
cliff is still horizontal to where I'm at.
Yeah. I do think because they mentioned the safest thing, there's a part of
Right.
me that's thinking, like, I don't know if I would let that happen. I would let them get
Yeah.
right to the edge and then stay on the edge.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to push them, that's different. You
Mhm.
push them over the
Mhm.
edge. But I
Mhm.
don't know if they're going to walk to their death.
Right. That's when you pull out your Tempest Cleric ability and just hit them with a little shatter. With a little shatter action. No, but yeah, so those are the spell lists. Absolutely bangers on that list. Um, the other ability you get at level 3 is going to be Peerless Athlete. It is your Channel Divinity ability for Oath of Glory. Bonus action, use your Channel Divinity to get advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks for 1 hour. Also, your long and high jumps increase by 10 feet. Circumstantial, but good. I think I like the time on it. I do like that it's not like
Hmm.
a 1 minute or 10 minute thing. This is something that has good versatility in and out of combat,
You
especially
know,
if
it'll
you're
last the whole arm wrestling competition in the
right,
festival rather
right,
than the poor barbarian having to be like, all right, well, I'm going to rage again this round. Hopefully, we don't get
right,
any fights after this, gang.
right, right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So hour
um,
long. Yeah.
yeah. It is funny.
Also,
I mean, I agree with you that it does feel very circumstantial. It is very fun in the sense of like it fits the vibe.
it does
It
the
feels very
himbo
apropos,
jock,
but
the himbo jock status
of
of
just being
this.
like, okay, game mode.
Right. Yeah, we're
I'm
going
gonna go
now.
game mode for an
Yeah,
hour.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go beast mode. Marshawn Lynch, Seattle
Mhm.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Um, so yeah, I really do like having advantage on athletics checks. Having seen in our actual plays the versatility of the
Mm.
grappled condition,
Or
bruh.
shoving or stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really
Having
insane
advantage on
in an
those.
hour. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Um, although in 2024 they changed all of those mechanics to now be saving throws, so it is what it is.
Yeah, so stupid.
Yeah. Moving on to level 7, you get Aura of Alacrity. This is your aura buff for Oath of Glory. Extra 10 feet of speed, baby. Fast
That
as
just
fuck.
happens to you too.
Yeah. So that's
That's
your
just
speed
you
increases by
have
10
that.
feet. Um, but then whenever an ally enters your aura for the first time or they start their turn there, their speed is also increased by 10 feet. As long as their turn starts within 10 feet of you, they can move. Um, they get an extra 10 feet of movement.
Until the
Uh,
end of their next turn, which
right.
means they'll get it in theory next turn also,
Right.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Now they
I
don't put
always
any really specific bullshit in here about like it stacking,
right.
but because it lasts until the end of your next turn, isn't it possible, Taylor, Then I could get the 10 feet this turn. Then I get out of the aura. Next turn, I come back in the aura. Now I have 20 feet.
I don't think so. Because it says
Mm.
whenever an ally enters the aura for the first time,
Oh,
or it starts their turn there.
I think more specifically, it would say starts their turn. Wait, protection for the first time on a turn
Okay.
or starts their turn there. So if it's the first time that turn, so for example, round one,
Right. Yeah.
you're
Round
the
one, you
guy.
start
I
within 10
walk
feet.
into your aura on round one. I get the
Mhm.
10 feet boost. Now I have 40 feet. I leave your aura.
Right.
Round two. I still
Yes.
have the 10 feet bonus because
Right.
it's the end of my next turn. Then I bump into your aura again for the first time on that
Mhm.
turn. Now I get
Mhm.
another 10 feet. Wouldn't that be 20 feet? Until the end of that turn, and then I would immediately go back down to just a plus 10 instead of a plus 20. But I
And then on
think
your next turn,
if you were being a dickhead, I think you could make the argument that this works.
buff to 20 feet. I think you'd be stuck at 20 feet extra movement,
Yeah.
but still. Yeah, I mean,
Unless you had other glory paladins. Just create a line of
stop,
glory
because it
paladins
does
like
say
power
your
boosts.
aura. Yeah, it does say your aura. Oh my God, you can make like a rail gun. Just a
Hell
chain of
yes, dude.
glory
Hell
paladins.
yes, dude. It's
Um,
crazy, but it's
yeah, no,
possible.
yeah, the rules lawyer in me wants to try this, but the DM in me lives in terror of the implications there. So, yeah,
So we will move
anyway,
on.
so we're going to move on to level 15. Glorious defense. When
Hmm.
you or another creature you see within 10 feet is hit by an attack roll, you can take your reaction to grant a bonus to the AC for the target, equal to your charisma modifier, which at level 15, look, you've had a bunch of ASIs, you've had a bunch of feats, you gotta have a bunch of stuff. It better be a +5.
It better be.
It,
It better be a bluff.
it better be a +5.
Taylor and I are just outside of a Florida gator farm with a giant fan boat behind us, just going, listen, it better be a plus five. That's what came to mind. We're sitting on lawn
No,
chairs on a
no, I
dock.
definitely, as soon as you said, Florida, that's bang. My brain was
Yeah.
there. Deep Everglades,
Yeah, no,
deep.
you better not come around here.
Um, so if the attack misses, you can make an attack as part of the reaction as long as they're within reach of you. So if the person is attacking either you or an ally within 5 feet or 10 feet if you're using a glaive or whatever shenanigans you got, as long as you can reach them with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to attack them back. Um,
Yeah, which is
you get
dope
an,
because you're already
yeah,
taking the reaction to boost the
yeah,
AC. And if they're
right,
also within reach, then boom, you can also do this. So it's like,
right,
damn,
right.
crazy.
It's like a free sentinel almost
A
to an
little
extent.
bit, a little bit. I think it's vengeance. God, it'll come up. No,
Yeah.
it's ancients has a
Okay.
sentinel thing, but it's level 15.
Gotcha.
You'll see.
Okay.
It's nuts.
You can use this number time equal to your charisma fighter. Charisma modifier. And it better be above 5. You can recharge those on a long rest. Yeah, so this is like I said, really good. I'm always a fan of the Sentinel feat. This is kind of a not the entirety of Sentinel, but it is that reaction attack type of deal. It's actually, with the AC bonus, there's an argument to be made it's a little bit better. Um, it depends. It's very circumstantial, depends on the party comp, but I like this ability a lot.
Yeah,
Um, but let's get on to that capstone, baby. Level
let's do it.
20. You become a living legend. Um,
Finally.
finally. Finally. Can find my place. No,
I can find the distance. If you're there someday. Dude, I fucking love that song
it's
actually, though.
it's a really good song. It's a really good song.
It's a
Um,
really good song.
so but as a bonus action, you can transform into this living legend for 10 minutes. You can do it once per long rest, or you can burn a 5th level spell slot to do it. You get advantage on all charisma checks during this time. If you fail a saving throw, you can use a reaction to re-roll it. You have to use the new roll. And then you get unerring strike on each of your turns. If you miss with a weapon attack, no, the hell you didn't. You can just choose to hit instead. It's like legendary resistances for your weapon attacks, which is wild.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So just once on each turn, a
One
guaranteed
on
divine
each
smite if you
turn
want. Like,
for 10 minutes.
it's insane. It's a really good ability. Living Legend is really
Yeah.
good. I like
Yeah.
that they throw in the advantage on all charisma checks too to be like, also, people think you're fucking cool.
Also, you're just rad. You're like just a chill hang. Muted, 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 muted. You're muted.
I love that. I love that for me. Yeah, I love the Oath of Glory
Yeah.
because like
This is really fun. Yeah. As
it
soon
just
as you
it
said
seems
Hercules,
fun.
I see
Yeah,
it. And I
it's like
really,
there are a couple of the spells that don't necessarily fit Hercules specifically, like
right.
legend lore. Like it's an
Mm,
amazing spell, but when I'm thinking of like the himbo, I'm like, why would the himbo be like, actually, I know a ton
yeah.
of this? It is very funny because you could make it work where it's like,
Yeah.
actually, I took a client as a class on kinesiology, and so I actually know a lot about this. And that's very funny. But let's get into our third penultimate subclass here in the 2024 Players Handbook, and that is the Oath of Ancients, a classic from 2014,
Mhm.
one of the stronger subclasses, I would say, in the 2014 version. Level 3, we're going to get those oath spells. So at level 3 Paladin, we get Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. Level 5, we get Misty Step and Moonbeam. Level 9, Plant Growth, Protection from Energy. Level 13, Ice Storm and Stone Skin. Level 17, Commune with Nature and Tree Stride. Some pretty good spells there.
Yeah.
I think the level 13 one is kind of a downer. I don't think Ice Storm is that great, and I don't think Stone Skin is that good. So
Yeah.
that's where I stand on that. But the rest, they're
Yeah. I
fine. Plant
storm.
Growth also is like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is
All of
Ensnaring
those
Strike, to
are,
be
yeah,
frank.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot. I do like the Misty Step. I do like
Misty
getting
Step
Misty
is
Step
cool.
is
Moonbeam
rad.
is an
Yeah.
interesting damage dealing spell where it's like, hey, at least the paladin gets another damage dealer. I'm down for that.
Right.
Speak with animals
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
a ton
yeah.
of sense. Protection from energy, we talked about that. Commune with nature and tree stride are both good spells. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just ensnaring
Ice
strike is
Storm.
like a cool spell on paper, but because you're a
Mhm.
paladin, just divine smite. Don't even bother
Yeah.
ensnaring. It's
Just,
stupid.
yeah.
And then, like I said, Ice Storm and Stone Skin are to me very lackluster. It's very like, I'm gonna burn my fourth level spell slot on this
Right.
is how I
I
feel about them. If
think
they were third level
Ice,
even, I would feel better. But
Ice Storm is one of those ones that's very circumstantial in that it's mainly there to break concentration on stuff. So
mhm,
if you're fighting a bunch of spellcasters and stuff, cool, super handy. Um,
but
but
if
you're
not,
not using it for damage. You're not using it for damage. And also,
no.
while you're in that ice storm, you have it's difficult terrain. You have the potential to go prone.
Yeah.
It's rough. It
Yeah.
has like a real hard negative for you to use the
Mm,
spell.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's okay. And then you
It's okay.
also get another use of your channel divinity at level 3.
Mm.
This one is going to be Nature's Wrath. Very similar, if not identical to the 2014 thing, but it's a magic action. You use one use of your channel divinity. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of yourself must make a strength saving throw. If they fail, they are restrained for 1 minute and they can remake the save at the end of their
Oh
turns.
boy.
So yeah, if memory serves, I'm looking it up in this second. It'll be 3, 2, 1. And Nature's Wrath, it was a 10 feet within you,
Hmm.
and they got to choose between strength or dex,
Okay.
which I low key hated because
Oh, the
it's
enemy got to
like
choose?
the enemy got to choose strength or dex.
Boo.
Yeah, that's very
Boo.
rare.
Yeah.
It's a boo. It's boo because it never happens.
Fair.
If that was more common, then it would be like okay, normal. But because it's
Mhm.
like monsters never get to choose specifically what saving throw they get to make. And now
Right.
you're letting them choose. Like it's weird. So I
Yeah.
don't like that. Um, but okay. So that's Nature's Wrath. Restrained is pretty strong.
Yeah.
No movement. You're
Restrained
stuck
is
in
rough.
place. It's pretty nice. You're only hitting creatures of your choice. You're not going to hit your friends. 15-foot
Yeah.
radius from yourself, pretty good. So it's a good channel divinity. They did
And
improve upon it big time.
in conjunction with Misty Step is very good in that like you can pop this off,
Oh,
grab a bunch of stuff, and then just blink out of there. And they're
yeah. Or
just
blink
stuck.
in
Or
and
blink
get them.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So there's so much there. So that's really cool. Level 7, we get our extra aura. This is the aura of warding. You and your allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage while in the aura. This, in my opinion, is a massive nerf,
It's a nerf.
I think.
What was the original then?
You have resistance to damage from spells.
Uh, yeah.
Now, it depends on how often you're fighting
Yeah.
spellcasters and people who can cast spells and spell like abilities. It depends on
Hmm.
how much the DM is going to nitpick that. And like Taylor mentioned earlier, use monster abilities that technically aren't spells, but are pretty much
Uh-huh.
spells.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he has an ability. It does 8d6 fire damage, and you have to make a dexterity saving throw, and it fires 120 feet, but it's not fireball.
Right.
He has a
Right.
hurl flame ability, and it's just so similar. Yeah, like we get it. Um, but this feels like a massive nerf.
Yeah.
And because I have in my 8, 9, 10 years of playing D&D, not a single time have I come up against as a DM ancients paladin.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when I read that ability in 2014, I remember being like, that's strong as fuck. People just don't play it very often.
Yeah.
It's not that it
Paladin
never
is one of those
happens.
classes that it takes a specific type of player to use it. Either you've
Yeah,
got the dirty min maxer like me, or somebody who kind of it's I mean the kind of lawful whatever person at the
I think
table.
it's Paladin is something that I think a lot of new players gravitate towards because it is so stereotypical of like
Right.
that heroic figure,
Hmm.
being
Yeah.
able to
Yeah. Yeah.
cast
Yeah.
spells and magic and do the
You
big
get
stuff,
all the
having your steed.
armor and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
like it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
feels very quintessential fantasy, so I can
Hmm.
understand that. But yeah, it just feels like a huge nerf for me on this level
Hmm.
7 aura for the Ancients Paladin, but
That's fair.
that's is what it is. Level 15. Here's where it is. Undying Sentinel.
Okay.
And now the more that I'm reading it, the more I'm like, no, it was the engine. Yeah, it's Relentless Avenger. It's the Oath of Vengeance one. Why do they
Okay.
call it Sentinel? Fuck me. Anyway, moving on. Level 15, Undying Sentinel. When you are reduced to 0 hit points and not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead and
Nice.
regain a number of hit points equal to 3 times your paladin level. So you're already at level 15 when you get this. So that's 45 hit points right there. You only get
Wild.
one use of this
Okay.
per long rest. So a free Death Ward,
Yeah.
except way stronger than Death Ward because Death Ward
Yeah.
just bounces you to 1. So
Right.
that's insane. Also, you cannot be aged magically and you do not age visibly.
Sure. Okay.
That's all fun
Hmm.
RP stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
as you're Hercules, you're taking on the side of God stuff at this point where you're
Right.
like, hey, I don't age really. But it makes sense because usually Oath of the Ancients has a lot of ties in with nature, it has a lot of ties in with the Fae, thematically
Hmm.
speaking, normally. Obviously, you don't have to, but normally. So it makes
Hmm.
sense that you have this like otherworldly agelessness, the way
Right.
that elves do in like classic fantasy. So that makes sense. I'm cool with that. I think the ability is really good.
Hmm.
1 per long rest, and you just get to be like, oh, I hit 0. Haha, no, I didn't. I'm at 45. What?
The first
Hey,
time that
hey,
pops
half
up at one of
orc,
my tables, I'm
get good,
this.
dog.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that's nuts, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, did you
Because you're gonna play
when
differently.
Yeah.
You're gonna play differently when you have that in your back pocket. You're gonna be like,
Mm.
yeah, I'm gonna go into danger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
cares? I got a 45-point buffer. Um, level 20, you get Elder Champion. For a bonus, you take a bonus action, and for
Mm.
1 minute, you start to harness primal power. You can only do this once per long rest unless you burn a fifth level spell slot, which I don't know if we mentioned that. That seems to be a tiny thing. I don't know if that's different from the
The
old
capstan.
ones.
Yeah.
It is. So that's a
I think
huge
all of the,
improvement
yeah,
where
all of the
all of the
capstones were
capstones get this nice little like use an action or do this, and you only can do it once per long rest unless you burn a fifth level spell slot. So in
right.
theory, you could be doing these capstone abilities multiple times throughout a day, which is really, really nice just for the
Mhm.
option. Whether or not you actually do it or not, who knows? But um, during that
Yeah.
1 minute of primal power, you get a couple of abilities. The first one is Diminished Defiance. Enemies in the aura have disadvantage on saving throws from all of your spells and channel divinity effects, which
Nice.
is pretty cool. But again,
Not really
that's
doing
cool
a
for
lot of
some
saving throw
spells.
stuff.
It depends on
Yeah.
the spells. Yeah, it depends on the
Yeah.
fucking spells that you get because you don't get a ton of spells that actually do anything like
Right.
this. Um,
And if this is, and we're talking level 20, so you're
so
not multi-classing at all in this. This is, you
no,
are in the Paladin spell list,
exactly. So good luck with that. I think
minus a couple of feats,
that's what I mean.
probably. Yeah.
You add more spells to the paladin spell list, and now this is an insanely awesome ability. But like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Right.
Maybe hold person if you have that. I don't even know if paladins get that. So it's just like one of those things where you're just like, man, that kind of sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, I know some of the smites have saving
Some of the
throws,
smites
but
do.
still,
Yeah.
there's not many.
You do
Dispel
get
magic and stuff.
banishment's a good one. Banishment's a pretty
Banishment
good
is
one.
good, and banishing smite is a fifth
Hmm.
level spell. So yeah, there are some good ones, but it's just not
Yeah.
many. So it
Yeah.
is like one of those things where it feels like such a cool ability, and then it kind of gets undercut because you're like, oh, okay, so like 3 spells,
Right.
cool. So
Right.
whatever. But in addition to that, you also get regeneration at the start of each of your turns. You regain 10 hit points, so you're
Hell yeah.
just healing. And then
Hmm.
you get swift spells. So whenever you cast a spell with the casting time of an action, hey, actually, it's a bonus action for you.
That's
And
crazy.
you can choose. So if for some reason you're
Right.
like, I actually want to use my bonus action for something else, you can
Uh-huh.
cast it as an action if you chose. But
Right. Yeah.
that's our Ancients Paladin.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty
Ancients
cool.
Paladin, out of the list of them, not my favorite. You know, it is my
Ancients
favorite.
Paladin used to be hands down my favorite because I thought
Right.
that having of spell damage is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. It is so powerful. I just loved it so much. Not to
Yeah.
mention, I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like the aesthetic of the Ancients Paladin. Played one
Mhm.
in Baldur's Gate, killed a goblin, immediately broke that oath. Didn't realize how strict they were about it. They're very strict, apparently.
Yeah.
So, heads up.
Fair enough.
But
All
let's go
right.
over your
But yeah,
favorite. I'm
let's
assuming
go
it's this
over.
next
It's
one.
gonna be this next one. Yeah, my favorite
Okay.
is the Oath of Vengeance.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this one,
Jones.
I just like the aesthetic of being just mad
Because
at
Dragon's
something.
Bane was this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a good one. So let's go over Oath spells real quick. Level 3, you get Bane and Hunter's Mark. Level 5, Hold
Oh,
Person
I
and Misty
disagree.
Step.
I think this one has the best spell list.
Everything else I love. Level 3, not crazy about it. Not crazy about
Interesting.
Bane. Not crazy about
Okay.
Hunter's Mark. But Hold Person, Misty Step, yes, great. Haste, Protection from Energy, great. Banishment, Dimension Door, awesome. Hold Monster and Scrying, absolutely. Give me all of them.
Yeah.
But Bane and Hunter's Mark, I don't know. Not crazy about him.
Bane
It has some
Bane is very
potential.
fun. I think because you also already will have access to Bless,
Yeah.
it's like whatever, because they're just kind
Yeah.
of they're just counters to each other. So it's like
Right.
whatever. But I think Hunter's Mark is really cool, actually. I think it's cool that Paladins are getting something that is so, especially in 2024, so tied into Ranger. It's rare,
Right.
as we've seen in 2024, it's rare for them to give up spells that are so specific
Mhm.
to a specific class.
Right.
Um, so I think that's interesting. And then I do just think, man, you're already, depending on the level of Paladin you go, because you're already hitting that one level where you get an extra D8 per all attacks. Then
Mhm.
you can smite once you already have the Hunter's Mark worked in. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, dude, that can get crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that you're concentrating on Hunter's Mark, doing all of that extra damage,
Mhm.
and it Hunter's Mark also fits the vengeance.
Yeah, no, I mean it fits. It fits the vibes. I probably will not be using those spells very often.
Yeah.
Um for your Channel Divinity extra little sauce, you get Vow of Enmity. When you take the action, you can burn a Channel Divinity and choose a target you can see within 30 feet. You have advantage on that piece of shit for 1 minute or until you use the feature again. It's in the book. I'm just reading off the page right now. Um, if a creature drops to 0 hit points before your vow ends, you can pass it to another creature within 30 feet. No action required.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you always get to
Um,
pass it that way?
yeah, I think so.
Amazing.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I would need to check, but
Here's what I will say is the biggest improvement so far.
mhm.
Number one, um, you can't switch it. It's you
No,
gain
you can't.
advantage on attack rolls until for 1 minute or until
Yeah,
they drop to 0 or fall
yeah,
unconscious. That's it.
yep, yep,
And
yep, yep.
it was a 10-foot range.
Yeah.
I remember how short the range is because when you guys were fighting Dragonsbane, I made Dragonsbane a Vengeance Paladin because,
Mhm.
the backstory of Dragonsbane is
Yeah,
like the reason
yeah,
he's
yeah,
evil is because he was fighting evil for so long and then kind of in a Batman way of like you
yeah.
live long enough to see yourself become that sort of thing of
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
it was just like in those TV shows where it's based on superheroes where it's like, hey guys, we keep saving the day and we keep having to save the day. So like clearly what we're doing is doing nothing because we just
Right.
keep finding villains. So it's like, are we actually making the world a better place? And it's like he started having those philosophical questions and then his wife
Mhm.
got killed by bad guys and he was like, okay, clearly I can't fight them. I'll just join them. And that's
Right.
when he like lost it and he went full vengeance.
Mhm.
Um, but I remember during that combat of looking at this ability, Vow of Enmity, wow, advantage. That's amazing, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And he was going to put it on Cal. And then I remember looking at it and being like, 10 feet? That's ridiculous. That's so stupid. I
Yeah.
hated that. But
Um, yep, it is what it is. But yeah, no, definitely a upgrade for Vow of Enmity. Also with Vengeance Paladin in 2014, that's where you got that Abjure enemy
mm,
channel divinity as well. That is just baked into Paladin now. Um, but moving on to level 7, you get Relentless Avenger. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can reduce that creature's speed to 0 until the end of your current turn, which is the other half of Sentinel of stopping something as it's trying to run past you.
hmm
And then after that, as part of that same reaction, you can move half your speed and you don't provoke opportunity attacks. That's pretty dope.
It's
So
pretty
not
good.
only not only are you stopping them in their place, but then also you can just back up 10 feet and go neener at them. They can't do anything about it.
It's really good. I mean, at level 7, Vengeance Paladins get Sentinel,
Right.
essentially. Right?
Right.
Like, that's dope.
Yeah. That's really rad. Moving on to level 15, you get your Soul of Vengeance. Immediately after a creature under your Vow of Enmity either hits or misses with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to make a melee attack if they're within range. So there you go. Yeah, you got Sentinel just baked into your subclass. Um, that is really what it is. You know, if it hits or misses, if it makes an attack roll within range of you, you can use your reaction to smack them in the face.
Yeah.
Now it's not the same reaction type of deal. So it's either you stop them and slow them to 0, or you.
I don't read it that
Mhm.
way. I
So,
think I think
well, one is based on an opportunity attack, and the other one is based
yeah,
on an attack roll.
I think if you're taking an attack, if you're reaction attacking, it's pretty much an opportunity attack at that point. To me, at least in my head, because like when the Sentinel does that on their turn, when it's like, hey, you attacked my friend and now I'm going to attack you, I count that as an opportunity attack. That's how I have always handled opportunity attacks, is a little bit more loosey goosey, where it's
Fair
like,
enough.
if you're reaction attacking, that's an opportunity attack. I don't know if that's
I
rules
gotcha.
is written. Like,
I've generally been more literal on the opportunity attacks. Like the opportunity attack for Sentinel is when they, you know, pass by you or go to leave your threatened area. You can make that opportunity attack, but them attacking somebody within 5 feet of you is not an opportunity attack. It's just a attack as a reaction.
no, I get that. Yeah. I've always just
Um,
been like a little more lax
and
about
that's
that
fair.
particular
And you know
rule.
what? Um,
Because I think
after
if you were
doing,
going rules is written like kind of more, like slightly
mhm,
more strict, I think you're right.
right,
I think opportunity attack is you have the opportunity to attack because they've left the range
right.
or reach or whatever, you know.
Mhm.
So I do think you're right from a logistics standpoint. I just, my personal house rule, if you want to think of
Fair.
it that way, is like, eh. Because I
Mhm.
would like to believe that those two abilities play into each other now.
Yeah,
Level
yeah, yeah, yeah.
level 7 and level 15 play into each other, where it's like, hey, you're my fucking enemy, my
Mhm.
enmity, whatever the fuck that word is. And then you attack my friend or me,
Mhm.
boom, reaction, attack. Now you can't move, and I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
That's how I would like it to work. But
Hmm. But yeah, let's get into this capstone. You become the Avenging Angel at level 20. It's bonus
down,
action.
down, Venging
Um,
angel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A sick guitar lick plays in the background. Um, uh, it's a bonus action. 10 minutes, you change form. Um, again, once per long rest or fifth level spell slot. You gain flight for 60 feet. Love flight. I've always been a proponent of flight. Um, and it says specifically via wings, and you do get a hover speed, or not hover speed, but you
Yeah.
get 60 feet with hover.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's spectral wings is how the book puts it. But
mhm.
so you can
Yeah, yeah,
flavor them
yeah,
kind of however you want,
yeah, yeah,
especially because
yeah.
you get the hover anyway. But yeah,
Mhm.
I just wanted to include that technically
So technically,
it
it's
does say
via
wings.
wings. Yeah,
But
yeah, no, but I do like the visual of it, and obviously you can flavor your wings however you want to flavor them. It's just spice, baby. Um,
it's just spice,
frightful.
baby.
The last thing that you get as part of this, you get a frightful aura. Whenever a creature starts its turn within your aura of protection, it must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Attack rolls against these frightened creatures have advantage. So reading this. I'm assuming you can choose whether or not um, they're able, like who's doing it.
Oh yeah, 100%. It
Yeah,
says it in the book more specifically. It says whenever an
whenever
enemy.
an enemy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sometimes there's like the tiniest of
Yeah.
language changes between the outline and the book because I'm
Hmm.
typing fast. But yeah,
Yeah.
um,
But yeah, Avenging Angel, that's your capstone. I like it.
pretty good. It's pretty
Hmm.
good. I think it's a little smidge lackluster compared to some of the others. Just a
Yeah.
smidge, just the tiniest of smidges. And I think that is because, as we have seen so far, we're only on Paladin, but we've
Hmm.
already gone through a bunch of classes. A lot of the classes and subclasses get flight by different various means. And
Yeah.
so there's something about a level 20 60-foot fly speed that feels lackluster.
Fair.
Of course, fly speed is amazing, and
Hmm.
hover, even better.
Yeah.
But at level 20, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Hopefully, I'm not playing an Aarakocra. Otherwise, this is literally useless. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, there's little
Yeah.
things like that where it's like, okay, is that cool at level 20? If this was level 10, dope as fuck. But
Right.
I'm kind of like, now, if they didn't add the attack rolls having advantage on frightened,
Mhm.
it that next part would have actually been just straight up bad. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, at least you get the advantage. You get to choose all these different creatures inside your aura, which is 30
Hmm.
feet, which is really big. Having frightened, okay, It all adds up. That's cool. But I am a little bit like, meh. I don't know.
It's fair. It's fair.
Just a little.
I think, yeah, some of the earlier parts of the Vengeance are great. I definitely love that free Sentinel stuff. Avenging Angel, medium. I always like fly speed. Granted, I'm not level 20 yet in our home game, and I already have a fly speed. It's not 60 feet of fly speed,
All of
but
our characters have fly speeds.
we have fly speeds.
All of the PCs have fly speeds.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Is
yeah.
like now
It's
that's I give magic items very easily, but you
Mhm.
guys have also we've like talked above board and we're like, what do you want Paladin to get next, kind of as next power up or
Right,
whatever. That's
right.
outside of class stuff.
Mhm.
And you said I want flight, and I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna work up to it.
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about it around like let's say like level 9 or 10,
Right.
and it was like level 12, you'll get it.
Mhm.
So, but overall, hey, I think the Paladin, maybe we came in a little hot in the beginning. I think the 2024 Paladin is salvageable. I think it's okay. I think it's still good. I do think there are some even improvements.
Yeah.
I think
as a whole,
no, I know it's
eh,
I like
there have been some improvements, but the other kind of some of the stuff that they changed and nerfed, really not crazy about.
yeah. I think honestly though, if I'm being 100% honest,
Mhm.
if I could just get smites back, divine
Yeah.
smites, I would
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That would clinch it for me.
Yeah.
Because the one change, and it's kind of a small change, it's not even that big of a change. Some people aren't even going to use it, but it's one small change, and I think it's fucking awesome because when I play Paladins, I'm going to use this every time. And that is your faithful steed at level 5. Dude,
Oh
that
yeah.
is so fucking cool. I love that ability so much. Ah. And for that reason, Sharks, I'm in. I'm in. I'm going to invest in the 2024 Paladin. I'll give you 10% of everything I own, which is 10 cents.
So
Which is not a ton.
a penny. Got it.
Yeah, it's not a ton. But you know who does have a ton? Big Milk. And they've been so gracious and generous to share with us. As they've been our sponsors for yet another episode. Thank you, Big Milk.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at So You Want to Be a DM, or you can ask us a question at soyouwantobeadm@gmail.com. If you like the episode, don't forget to give us 5 stars and a review wherever you found us, and check out the Patreon, the Twitch, and our merch with the link in the description. Join us next time for more Dungeon Master tips and tricks.
Bye.
Sir.
And now, I have the honor of giving a shout out to the members of our Patreon gang. Num Muffins, may Palor's light shine upon you. Marsavies, have you watered your flesh prison lately? And then there's Elijah, Molly, Tappy, and Linguini. Gang, we appreciate and love you. Tune in next time for more tips and tricks from So You Want to Be a DM.